What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to look at the tape of Troy Fautanu and analyze what this guy showed in his very first NFL action. Fautanu had a really good game. He did his job. He showed great technique, which we're going to get into a little bit later on in this video. And the guy showed why he was a first round pick. Now, he did have a couple of losing snaps, and we're going to go ahead and start right away talking about those losing snaps, where he's going to actually give up a sack to Danielle Hunter. And we're going to analyze those first two snaps right away. We're going to get these two plays out of the way because there are a lot of positive plays that I want to show you guys on the other end of this. But you can see on this one, he's going to end up losing, and this is 3rd and 4. And the guy that ends up beating him is Danielle Hunter, who's a really, really good pass rusher. Arguably a top 10 guy at his position. Now, here's one thing that I need Fautanu to really understand. In this play right here, the help is over here on the left side of the quarterback. So what that means is if neither of these two guys essentially blitz, the left tackle is the guy that's going to get the help because the running back's going to release in a way that the defensive end's not going to be able to speed rush. So essentially, the running back's going to influence the guy over the left tackle. Now, what that means for Fautanu is you're in a true one-on-one against a top 10 pass rusher. This is a very, very hard thing for majority of tackles to be able to do, especially a guy in his rookie year. And what I want Fautanu to do in these type of scenarios is only worry about the one guy that you have to block. On this play, he's going to get the left hand up, the drag hand, and that hand right there is essentially to help the right guard. To me, you got to understand the situation you're in. You're going up against a top 10 guy. Don't help the guard. Let the guard worry about his own one-on-one block. Now, I understand if it's a potential stunt or something to that nature, you might want to, potentially get that left hand out there to handle that stunt. But you can see on this play, Fautanu's going to lose this snap because Hunter's going to hit the corner. Hunter's going to end up essentially being able to speed rush. To me, you got to do a better job getting out of your stance and hitting your landmark. And there's so many plays where he actually does a really good job doing that. This just happened to be one where he puts his drag hand out and he helps that guard. And you can almost see that as he gets out of his stance, he almost comes back towards that guard. He almost kind of changes his aiming point as he's getting vertical. And with that, you see the defensive end's going to rip, and that rip right there is going to allow him to win. And Hunter's one of those guys that's notoriously known for this rip pin move that he does. If you keep an eye on the left hand, he essentially will pin it, but then the right arm's going to essentially rip as well. And you can see he's able to leverage the right arm of Fautanu, and he's able to get to the quarterback. One of the things Fautanu will have to develop is realizing when you need to help that guard and when not to. Because the other sack also looked very similar to the last one. You're going to see once again, he's going to get that drag hand out, and he's not going to really worry about the defensive end. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this one gets credited to Fautanu. I don't think it statistically did. But the first one did. I don't think this one actually did. You might blame the quarterback on this one. I think Fields has to do a better job getting the ball out. When there's this many guys coming, you need to throw the ball hot. Even if it's a 50-50 with one of these guys that you're going to essentially just throw the ball up to. But you got to know. You got to be able to see this and feel it. Now, on this play, if you guys keep an eye on the right tackle, once again, he's going to get the left hand out there. Now, what happens when you put that left hand out there the way he does here is you don't have both hands now to strike this defensive end. Your strikes are not going to land the same exact way. So on this one, the defensive end with his right arm is going to get it to the left shoulder pad of Fautanu, and that's going to just throw him off balance. He's going to essentially be able to turn Fautanu, and he's going to end up being able to hit to the inside of him. So just got to do a little bit of a better job on that one. Again, you got to be able to shut your guy down and get both hands out there, right? Use independent hands if that's what it is, snatch, whatever you want to do, but don't put that drag hand out there. Not a big deal, right? It's a rookie in his very first NFL action, and those were the two negative plays that I had seen, but there's a lot of positive plays as well, so let's go ahead and switch focus. Let's get into some of those. Alright, guys, check this out. You're going to get a pin pull, so the tackle's going to pull out in front as the wide receiver is going to pin here. Fautanu's going to do a really good job getting out in space. He's going to end up pushing the linebacker outwards. The running back's able to cut it underneath, and he picks up about 5.5 yards. It's a pretty good job. With Fautanu, the thing you're going to notice on tape is he is quick. His quick feet, very fast, very explosive, and he even ends up running into the wide receiver here, but he's still able to get to that linebacker. So it's a great job right there by Fautanu. The difference between Fautanu and Broderick Jones, in my opinion, is one's super fast, one is super strong. To me, they go well together. And I know Troy Fautanu might not start right away. Some people are saying that Dan Moore Jr. is going to end up starting, but it's not going to be long until Fautanu starts playing a ton. It might be at guard, who knows? But the guy's going to be really, really good, and you already see the upside. You already see the movement. with Fautanu. The guy's really, really good. I want to show you guys this pass snap as well, because you also see how quick and explosive he is on this one. He gets out of there super, super fast. He makes great contact, and he even ends up anchoring down on the defensive end. Just a really nice job being able to time his snap. Jumps out of there explosive. You see how much faster he is than some of the other guys in terms of getting vertical. In terms of hitting that landmark, he's able to get out there in front of the defensive end. He makes good contact as well. And with that, he's going to end up anchoring down on this one. So it's a really, really good job right there to show off that quickness and get out in front of the defensive end. You're going to get a run towards the inside, and Fautanu has a super simple out block on this one. And he's going to do a good job being able to set up to the inside of number 52. Nothing crazy, but you do see the movement skills within this. 52 is very, very fast. And Fautanu's going to do a good job understanding the blocking angle as well, right? He understands that he needs to get to the inside of this defensive end. He needs to push him upwards. He needs to make sure 52 is not able to go to the left side of Fautanu and come underneath it. And you see him do a good job, mirror it. As soon as 52 is trying to disengage, you see him just kind of stay right in front of it and mirror it. That's a good job right there. Watch the footwork here by Fautanu. Look at how smooth it looks like as he gets into his 45-degree set. To me, that's beautiful. And I know you might not even realize it, but I watch a lot of offensive tackles, and the way Fautanu gets out of his stance, how quickly he's able to chop and get into that pass set, and how fast he ends up hitting that landmark. People don't realize this with offensive tackles, but one of the most important things is for you to end up getting to a spot before the defensive end can get to that spot. Because if the defensive lineman ends up getting in front of you and he gets there before you're able to get there, the defensive end at that point has the corner, and they might be able to beat you to the outside. Fautanu does not allow that to happen. This is one of the things I really like with this guy. We saw those 2 snaps early on that he lost, and those were mostly because of the fact that he kept his left hand to his inside. He was really using that drag hand to help out the guard. But on some of the other pass plays where he doesn't do that, he ends up just being able to get out there quickly. He's explosive, hits the landmark, and he ends up getting into his guys and just straight up anchoring down. Like you see on this one. This is such a great job right here by Fautanu. Let's go ahead and get into the next snap. You got another pass set here. Once again, Fautanu's going to end up really closing that distance. He's going to get to the defensive end. He's going to make contact. It's a pretty good pass blocking snap. The guy does end up pushing him kind of back into the quarterback. But do keep in mind, backup quarterback, pocket presence is not going to be great. Plus, he kind of throws it out of bounds and to a guy who's essentially double covered. But again, to me, this is a pretty good job. It's an explosive rep. And he has his hand in the dirt, so that makes it a little bit harder. He's in a 3-point stance as opposed to a 2-point stance. Keep in mind, they are play actioning, so he's jump setting out towards the defensive end. And on jump sets, these are the type of snaps you can lose in super quickly if you're not fast and you're not able to mirror the defensive lineman's movement. On this one, he does a good job locking in. And essentially, he does have to get better at being able to fully anchor down. He does have to get stronger to be able to handle that power. But again, every other guy has a double team block on this one. For him, he's in a true one-on-one. So that is going to make it a little bit harder versus all the other guys. But regardless, it's not an excuse. He's still going to have to get stronger. That's going to be one of the things he'll have to develop as he goes forward into the next couple of seasons. And, Fautanu didn't play a ton of snaps, so there's not a lot of snaps to really analyze. And a lot of them were kind of like this, right? Where he just did his job. It was nothing crazy. The run was to the other side. But I did want to make a video. I did want to talk about some of the losing snaps, plus some of the good things we saw on tape. They also threw like 4 or 5 screens, so we just kind of skipped those plays. But you can definitely see the quickness. You can see the footwork. You can see the hand placement, the timing. It looks really, really good, man. I'm very excited to watch Fautanu as he continues to develop. And I'll just go through a couple more snaps as I kind of give you guys my final thoughts and opinions of Fautanu's first game. The guy did have some losing snaps, but I think that's expected out of a rookie. And I know he also has that injury. So we'll see, as he kind of gets healthy, where he ends up lining up. Because I don't know if this guy's going to start at that tackle position this year for the Steelers. And to be honest, I'm not even 100% sure if the Steelers felt that he would start this year, right? I think there's a chance that they may have thought that he'll end up coming into the season and being a backup tackle, learning and developing, kind of similar approach they took with Broderick Jones last year. He didn't come into the season as the starting tackle, but he did over the course of the season just kind of naturally take that position over. And to me this year, there's a chance that Fautanu either does take over at tackle or he might just end up taking over one of the guard positions. I think Zach Frazier should be the starting center. I know he might not actually be that in this exact moment, but Zach Frazier looks really, really impressive. And we're definitely going to do a film breakdown on Frazier. So if that is something you guys want to watch, make sure you guys subscribe and let me know that that's the type of video you guys want to see. Frazier was the guy I was going to initially do a video on, but I already saw that there were a couple of videos out there on him, and there really wasn't anything out there on Fautanu, so I really wanted to get to that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We will be doing pretty much a weekly Steelers film video over the course of this season, so subscribe if you guys are not subscribed, and I will see you guys next time with another video.